Hey there, welcome to my first video. I'm Ailey. I'm a formerly diagnosed autistic woman. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about my experience of wearing makeup and skincare routines and generally just engaging with beauty standards, I suppose, and how my autistic traits have affected this, and also to give a little bit of advice about how I personally have navigated this. There's always a work in progress, but I do hope my experiences can be of some insight to someone. I am following a loose script, but I'm trying to speak as naturally as I possibly can, so I may sound a little bit awkward in points, but I want this to be as authentic as possible while still being watchable. I know I'm not the only person who experiences this and whose mind works like this, so it's important to me that that does come across as much as possible. So a little bit about me. I'm 27 now. I received a formal autism diagnosis last year, so just over a year ago. I was pretty sure for probably 3-4 years before that I was autistic or neurodivergent in some way before that. But previous to that, I gone through life masking as much as I could, but there were still things that I just did not get, and that other people just seemed to, be able to do without really thinking about it. So this is my first time filming a video like this, to be just to warn you. So my instinct for these things, whenever I try something new, especially something that's got quite a lot of components to it, such as video making, is to go away, read up on all the theory, but like every little bit of the theory. So A, that takes ages, and B, I would just get so overwhelmed, and I'm quite a perfectionist, and especially if I'm aware that there should be placing the camera here and the lighting should be like this and you should be scripting it like this way. I just would be like, oh, I cannot possibly do this, and I just would never do it. So I thought, let's just start. So I do wear makeup. I'm not wearing anything at the moment because I just wanted to calm as I was. Not every day, but certainly for special occasions, or just occasionally I just might decide, yeah, I've got the bandwidth to do this morning, I've got the time, Apart from that, I do also get my nails, that they are needing redone, but yeah. I do get my nails professionally manicured probably once every month or once every couple of months, and I have tried out like routine procedures like lash lifts and stuff like that. Not consistently, but it's fine. Occasionally. I also have a lip blush done, so I need to get my top-up appointment, but I quite like this because I hate having to reapply lipstick during the day. It's been a bit of a game changer, so I'm really glad I did that. So my makeup routine is pretty basic. I don't do anything fancy. I just do foundation, contour, brow pencil, bit of mascara, bit of eyeshadow. I do like contour and highlight. I'm probably not doing it like properly, but as a teenager I didn't wear it at all really, just apart from a little bit of concealer. So various reasons for it. The first was I just wasn't interested at the time, just wasn't a priority. And two, I had really bad acne at the time. It eventually kind of cleared up, but I just couldn't really wear it. It was just, my skin was just a mess. But then even years later, like even at my university graduation, which is 5 years ago, I think I only had very minimal makeup on. I think I had a bit of foundation, a bit of like mascara on, and that was it. So I think it was during COVID, so it was probably about a year after, 4 years ago, but a year after I graduated, I thought I want to actually learn how to do this properly. So I just got like, you know, the very basics down. So, you know, it's fine. I'm happy. I don't wear it every day, as I said. I do experiment occasionally. I'm probably speaking more about makeup and about skincare, I think, like, because it's a separate thing. But again, it's inconsistent. I do it sometimes, but sometimes it just, no, it doesn't happen. It just depends. So I'll talk about a little bit about why, like, the reasons of why I've maybe not engaged with it as much as sort of our social norms would expect me to, as an adult woman. So that word should. So as I already mentioned, I do have very, very sensitive skin, even now. So sometimes I put a product on and immediately I just have to take off again. Like, it makes it like, it hurts or it stings or it's like burning me. So no, it just doesn't work. So there is always that risk if I buy something I've not tried before, that might happen, and it's a waste of money. So it's like, so that sucks. Sort of another reason is that my fine motor control is something I struggle with a bit. So especially doing like eyeliner and stuff, I just cannot do it like straight, and I have to take it off and it doesn't come off and it's all smeared, and yeah, it's just a lot. And I also have very oily skin, so I produce too much sebum, basically, which is why my acne was so bad. And as a teenager, I'm actually quite lucky now. I don't really, I get the odd spot, but it's nothing really. And my spatial awareness isn't great, so it's hard to see where I'm going to place things. I'm looking in a mirror. I also, like, from an artistic point of view, I don't really have artistic skills. I love looking at art, and I really wish I could draw and paint, but I just can't, like, transpose what's in my head into, like, a physical manifestation, or even, like, I struggle even, like, to visualize it a little bit, I suppose. And I totally get, like, for a lot of people, like, makeup is a way that they can sort of express themselves. And I know lots of other autistic or neurodivergent people where that very much is the case. But for me personally, I just don't. That's just not part of my skill set. Another thing is that there's the kind of like demand avoidance. It's almost becomes this like thing you're just supposed to do. So I think a lot of other people will relate to this. Like, you kind of have to understand why you're doing something, or you're just like, well, I'm missing something here. What? So I find that really hard to deal with for anything. If someone just can't give me like a valid explanation of why they have to infringe on my autonomy in this way. So besides my skin being sensitive, there are another couple of reasons, like biologically. Others, I have very hooded eyes. I don't know if you can see. So it means that sort of conventional ways of doing eyeliner and eyeshadow don't really work as well as they would otherwise. So I didn't even realise this was a thing until quite recently, so I have like been researching tips for dealing with that, and that does work a bit better. So other reasons a bit more directly related to me being autistic is it does give me sensory issues. So one of my things that I really don't like or having like any kind of like sticky substance or oily kind of substances on my hands. So this is, makeup's normally not too bad, or you don't have to put that much on, but like particularly like skincare is so I've especially noticed this if I'm kind of stressed out about other things. My capacity to sort of put up with that just goes down the tubes. It's like, it's not happening. So that's actually quite good, useful for me to know, because I can kind of notice that in fact, okay, I need to adjust my expectations of myself for today. Of course, there's the executive function related issues. There's just so much many little bits to a makeup routine to do, and I always want to rush through it, and I'm not patient enough to blend it all properly, and and I struggle just to incorporate into a routine that's just, and then like buying it, going like to a shop, standing, it's just so much choice, and it just stresses me out. Like, all this stuff, and I think, well, what's the difference between, like, why would you choose this instead of this? And I know that the price doesn't necessarily reflect the quality. You know, you're paying like for the advertising and campaign for all of these things, and it's like I sometimes I just stand. I feel exhausted just even looking at it all. It's like, what is this? Like, I think related to that is the kind of bottom up thinking style, or sometimes it's called inductive reasoning. I've just started to research that a little bit, so it's quite interesting. That many autistic people think of this. So basically, in very like crude terms, most neurotypical people are inductive reasoners, so they look at the big picture first and then kind of filter down into the final details. Whereas autistic people are the opposite way, so they notice all the details first, like all at once, and then work their way up to the big picture. And that's definitely how I do things. So you can imagine makeup. So rather than going thinking, oh, I want new mascara, okay, and then you just then have a look and then go, whereas I go in and I notice everything. It's like, where do I even start? Now I've gone over some of the reasons why I struggle with wearing makeup. I'm going to give a few tips that I found are helpful for me, that make it so I can gauge it if you choose to, because you might decide that you just don't, and of course that is a totally valid choice. I only engage with it as far as I want to. So I think this is just my own experiences that you may or may not be able to apply to your own life. So the first thing I would suggest is just keeping your routine as simple as you can. If you are able to do these elaborate things, great, go for it. But if not, just don't put yourself under extra pressure to do stuff that you don't really want to do. Don't get overwhelmed, you know. I occasionally do experiment, but only because I want to, or because I'm inspired to, not because just to fit some sort of standard, some like external standard that doesn't resonate with me. And be kind to yourself, you know. Don't expect perfection, because it's like any skill, you need to practice. So if you try it like something the first time, it's not going to be perfect. But I think you need to sort of realise that, and especially if you struggle with like fine motor movements and things, it might take you longer than it would a neurotypical person. So I think that's important. It's just a case of being sort of authentic to yourself, and you can use makeup as a way to validate yourself and your identity, rather than trying to erase it in order to fit a societal standard that doesn't resonate with you. Anyway, I hope you found something in this video that is helpful to you, or maybe reassuring to you, and something that you can take forward. I have loads more ideas for videos like this, so I'm really excited to share those. If you are interested in hearing anything more from me, please, you can subscribe to my channel, leave me a comment, tell me what you liked. Like the video so you make sure you don't miss anything. Yeah, so I just really want this to be a safe space, both for me and for anyone else who wants to listen to me, to kind of be themselves and to share experiences, and just to feel that they're not alone. Thank you.